Welcome aboard, explorers. We are all plagued by questions of identity. Am I original? Am I the only one? Am I sexual? Am I everything you need? You better rock your body. Hi, I'm Charlie. My pronouns are they and them. You are tree-powered blood machines. This is Exploring Gender, and today we're talking about gender identity and expression, and sexual and romantic identity and expression, what they are, and how and why they are different. The easiest and least problematic way to put it simply is that gender is who you go to sleep as, sexual romantic attraction is who you go to sleep with. But as with everything else in life, it's not that simple. We already explained the gender spectrum in a previous video, so if you haven't seen that yet, or you want a refresher, go ahead and click the link that I'll include in this video. Gender identity is where one aligns oneself on the gender spectrum, so it's one's own internal sense of gender. Gender expression is a person's appearance, behavior, mannerisms, and interests in the cultural context of femininity and masculinity. So gender identity is everything inside the skin. Gender expression is everything external, if that makes it easier. Sexual or romantic attraction is exactly that. It's who you're sexually and romantic attracted to. Sexual expression is how a person chooses to act or not act on their own attractions. Sexual expression is much less like a spectrum and much more like a vast sensual expanse. The gender identity of both people can be relevant when it comes to romantic and sexual attraction, but they are not the same thing. To get perspective on expression and identity from someone that is not a straight white male, I posted a survey on Facebook and asked for your answers. And 2 people were wonderful enough to come into the Exploring Gender studio and share their answers with you. Are you ready, my friend?
I guess so.
I'm ready.
Hi, my name is Ricky J. I use she, her, or occasionally AM pronouns.
My name is Ashabi. My pronouns are she, hers, and they, them.
I identify as a woman, a transgender woman, most of the time. I'm a little bit gender fluid, so sometimes I wander around a bit on that end of the gender spectrum.
I would say my gender identity would be female, femme, and also androgynous. I think that also counts. See, I had a hard time answering this question. So I like wearing next to nothing, or I'll wear like a fucking suit if I own it. I'll wear like really long pants that are fitted, or like bell bottoms, or like straight pant and like a shirt, or just crop top. I'll like wear whatever I want, whatever I'm comfortable with.
Through a variety of mostly clothing, I have some wardrobe that's more traditionally feminine, and I have some pieces that still fit me somehow from when I was in 7th grade. So it honestly varies. I spend a lot of time at work in jeans and a t-shirt and high heels or Doc Martens.
Queer, asexual.
In both cases, I am mostly romantically and sexually attracted to women, frequently to non-binary folks, once in a blue moon to men. To the straight community at large, and to, well, most baby gays, I call myself a lesbian. The term that feels most right to me, though, is lesbi-ish.
Why do you choose to use queer as opposed to bi or pan?
Ooh, well, first, let me say, I say asexual first. I've only started saying queer because queer is a lot more encompassing. With me also being asexual, I'm not opposed to the idea of being romantically involved with or possibly intimate with anybody else.
I'm polyamorous. I love dating people and romance in general, to be honest. I'm currently dating 2 wonderful partners. In terms of sensuality and sexuality, I very much enjoy physical touch, physical intimacy with my partners, but I don't have a terribly high sex drive. Sex isn't something I really need on any kind of regular basis. At the moment, actually, both of my partners are ace.
Me being asexual and being really confident in that, and also mostly, currently solely only entering in like relationship with men, I've had to sit down with myself and with my partners and reevaluate what intimacy is. Because intimacy, a lot of the times, I've grown up with it meaning mostly sex and mostly like sexual. Yeah, that can happen, but also like I get more joy being intimate with somebody in like an emotional conversation. Having someone lay in my lap and like play with their hair, that's really intimate too. For me, I feel like intimacy has developed more into being more focused on developing emotional bonds with somebody than it is developing a physical bond with somebody, because you can be physical with them and not have intimacy, and that in itself is confusing. I think I answered your question.
Huge thank you to Ricky and Ashabi for coming down. For the infographic this month, I found a pretty cool and actually very encompassing circular spectrum that I've adapted for our purposes. So you have gender identity here, gender expression here, and sexual or romantic attraction here. I decided that I was going to make it into a coloring page. And so you have feminine, both, masculine, neither, and actually realizing that I didn't put where I am on these things. So you can see I have gender identity here, and I identify as masculine, but a little closer to both, because for 25 years, I was socialized as a female. I had periods. I lived in the all-female dorm at my college. So sometimes he, him feels kind of exclusive because I wasn't allowed to play baseball or join the Boy Scouts. My gender expression is also actually pretty masculine. It's like there, and sometimes it's also there. Because expression is fluid. And some days I like wearing makeup, like I do right now. And I kind of always love wearing glitter, but like also I love masking out with the bros. And down here for sexuality, whereas I identify masculine, I am attracted to women. But I also find boys kind of pretty, but I also am not super attracted to a lot of people generally. And so I am going to put myself I'm put myself right about there. Because I like women, boys are really pretty, but as my friend Sam put, and he's not wrong, I'm a little too dysphoric to sexually function. And that's all good and wonderful, and that's very useful. But it's not as fun as it could be. So I made a coloring page of the identity and your blooming attraction, complete with color key that you can fill out. And I also took the liberty of coloring in my expression on the identity and my blooming attraction. Both of these are available for you on the Exploring Gender website. I had way too much fun. Oh, I was so annoyed because I found this. And I was like, this is so good. I can't improve upon this, but it's not as fun as I want. And so I made it worse. I want to see your identities or your circular spectrums. So go ahead, print these out, color them in, identify where you are, post a picture on Instagram, and hashtag Exploring Gender. And if you think that's corny, you should see my maze to my heart. I'll also post the identity and expression survey that I put out over Facebook before this video, because even though this video is already made, they're generally just good questions to ask oneself. Ginormous thank you to Ricky and Ashabi for taking time and coming to the Exploring Gender studio and being vulnerable on camera and sharing their answers. And shout out to Ricky, who's a patron for Exploring Gender, and so can you be. And with that, we've reached the end of the video and time for plugs. Like this video if you learned something, click subscribe to continue learning, make sure you're following Exploring Gender on Facebook if you want to take part in future surveys, and make sure that you follow at I'm Charlie Baker on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That is right, I'm on TikTok now. Bringing trans memes to TikTok. I mean, trans memes are already on TikTok, but I'm bringing more of them. While you're following, don't forget to post your own identity in circular spectrum with hashtag Exploring Gender so I can find you. Exploring Gender is made possible by wonderful, fantastic people like you. Your views, your likes, your shares, your patrons, thank you Ricky, all are what makes this possible. You are helping educate the world by helping Exploring Gender. Like, take a moment. Take a moment for yourself, because that's not a small thing. You're making the world a better place for trans people by becoming informed about trans people. So I want to high five you. Come here, 3, 2, 1, pa! Nice. While you're still feeling yourself, go head over to Patreon for a monthly donation, head over to Venmo for a one-time donation, or if you're really feeling yourself, like I'm feeling my new pink hoodie, get your own queer gear here at the Exploring Gender merch shop. I just bought this for myself. Y'all, I'm obsessed. This is so soft. That's what I have for you right now. So, bye!